Hey guys, what do you do? What's good? It's your boy Overgeared, and I'm back with a new video. So yeah, Dauntless just got a new patch, and everything is different now. So no more low life build. So anyway, I just been messing around with the new cells and stuff. So I have a build for the sword, and I just want to make a quick disclaimer. This build is not necessarily for trials. It's not for anything serious. So if you just want something to use during your normal hunting grounds, then this build might work for you. You could also change some things to suit your gameplay style. So let me just go through this real quick. So my main sword, the one that I usually use for hunting ground, is the Malkarian sword. Simply because it can, the special allows you to kind of teleport from one behemoth to another. So it just makes things a lot faster instead of walking around and wasting your energy or your stamina. So what I have here is a conditioning cell. I have this because I usually run out of stamina, and I like to have a decent amount of stamina. You don't have to use this, but this is usually what I have in most of my sword builds. I have an evasive fury, so this cell will allow you to get some attack speed when you dodge through an attack. So it depends on how much attack speed you want. You can go for a +6, but that depends on you. So for my special, I usually have Avenging Overdrive, simply because I like to parry, and it also gives you 20% attack speed. So that with the Evasive Fury, usually, if you're going for a +3, then you're getting 28% maximum. And I'm also working on my my Aether Strikers right now. So right now I have 5 Reforges, so that's 3% attack speed for these 5 Reforges, and when I'm done with all of them, I'll have an extra 5%. So altogether you're getting 31% ish or 32%. The attack speed cap is at 50%, I believe, so you can't really don't go crazy on the attack speed, because if you go over the cap, then it's not going to matter how much you have over. For the lantern, I have Panger because of the hold effect, so it creates a pillar of frost, and that usually slows down the behemoth at some point. I have Cascade. I go for a +6 Cascade when I'm going for a hunting ground, because I don't it gives you a bunch of buffs, and that's easier to have them instead of wasting all of your consumables. I only use the Frenzy Tonic and Blitz and Aether Drive when I'm hunting monsters that are really hard. So when you go to an island and there is a behemoth that is level 20 or a sudden death event. So yeah, those are the type of behemoths that I use my tonics on. I don't, apart from trials, I don't really like to waste my tonics, but with with heroic escalation being a thing now, so I've been using this a lot more. So for the headgear, I went with the Nasher cap. It has a +3 tenacious, and I added a parasitic cell. So this parasitic cell is going to give you some life steal, and you could go for a +6, but I don't think that really matters, because we have the Iceborne Omni cells, and that also gives you life steal. Jesus Christ, life steal. I can't talk today for some reason. So with that, you don't really need it, to be honest, because I've went through a couple of hunts and I was easily able to get my health back even after being close to death. But if you are still trying to learn how to hunt a certain behemoth, or you are still new to the game, then you can go for the parasitic. It's not necessary, but that seems to be like one of the main cells that people are using now. For the chest piece, I have the Mantle of Thorns. This is from Koshai. It has the +3 Predator and then the Cascade cell, so that gives us the +6 Cascade and the Predator. Predator is really, they didn't change it, so it's still good for the damage. If you are good with dodging, then you have a +35% attack. And since I have Avenging Overdrive, like even if I am in a bad situation, I can just parry it and I don't have to worry about losing my Predator. So for the gloves, it's the Macarian Grasp. You also get a +3 Predator, and here I have Berserker. Berserker is kind of like, I don't really like it, but it does give you a decent amount of damage. So as long as you're doing your damage consistently, then you can get like 35% extra damage. For the boots, we have the Boreal March. Now this changed. Before it used to be a +3 Iceborne, and then over here it will be like the Technic cell, but now it's Tenacious. So that helps with our build because we have +6 Tenacious, and here we have another Berserker cell. So the Evasive Fury is the Technique cell. So if you don't really like Berserker, you can remove one of these Berserker cells and add an Evasive Fury, and altogether you will have a +6 Evasive Fury. So that will give you 15% attack speed. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, for the bond of the sword, I have the Stormclaw sword because it gives you a +3 energize, so you can fill up your meter faster. Let's see, what else is here? Yeah, we have the conditioning, and where do I have another +6 here? Okay, so if you don't really want Berserker at all, you can remove this +3 Berserker that is in the gloves and replace that with the Evasive Fury that is in the sword. And then for here in the sword, you can replace this with something else that you want, like maybe another conditioning if you want that, but I don't think having a +6 conditioning is necessary. Let's see, what else can we add here? We could add another Energizer or Energized, and you can get like a faster weapon charge if you want to. I know that changed Wild Frenzy to Assassin Frenzy. You could add that, but I think with this you'll most likely be going over the attack speed cap. I don't think it's necessary though. So if you want, you can put Berserker in here and get a +6 Berserker with a +3 Evasive Fury. If not, then it's really up to you. Or you could just replace one of these with a +3 Tough, so that will give you some more health. So Tenacious is going to give you 2% for every 100 current HP you have. So last time I checked, the max HP that I have on here was at least 1,000. So that is 1,000 divided by 100 is at least 10. So you'll be getting like 20% bonus damage minimum. So this is a pretty good build if you want some damage, and still something that is fast and enjoyable, I guess. I was going to make another sword build, but I realized I didn't have the Agar's sword crafted because I ran out of material and I haven't played in a minute. So this is kind of like, if we assume that this is the sword, then we can make a build from this as well. So if this was the Argos, I think this would also be really good for Hunting Ground because you can use the special to revive everyone or yourself when you get down, so you don't have to worry about like wasting your revive times. For here it's pretty much the same thing, but this is what I used for trials a while ago. Oh no, this is actually what I used for the heroic escalation. So this is more focus on damage. So we have the +6 berserker, +6 catalyst, cunning, predator, and tenacious. We also have the evasive fury, which will give us some nice attack speed. And let's see, for if you wanted to use this for hunting ground, I guess you could replace one of the berserkers. If you don't want berserkers, you could replace one of the berserkers with parasitic for that extra lifesteal. I don't think it's necessary, but if you want to, then it's up to you. Let's see what else can we replace here. You can also replace this other berserker with evasive fury if you want the attack speed, if you prefer more attack speed over berserker. But I think with this new patch, berserker is it's not that bad, because before if you're building low life and you had +6 berserker, your total health would be around 400, but now your total health would probably be around 800-ish. So it's not that bad. You can still use +6 berserker in your daily hunts. So yeah, these are some decent builds that you can use during your hunting grounds. I haven't messed around with the other weapons yet, but I will be trying them out and see if we could come up with if I could find some decent build that you can use during the hunting ground. As far as repeater are concerned, I was using this to mess around with trials. I haven't checked the result yet, but I was just messing around with it, and somehow I ended up with I think it was a 4 minute something. Let's see. Damn, I got pushed to 9th place. So yeah, I ended up with 4 minute 39. I was trying to go for top 5, but I guess I need to be under 3 minutes for that. So for repeaters, you can actually use this for hunting ground. But let's see, I don't think pulse would be. You can replace the pulse with. Actually, never mind. Because repeaters, you don't really. I mean, you get close to the behemoth, but it's not like you. It's pretty easy to not get hit. So going full damage with repeaters is actually pretty fun. So if you want a repeater build, you could also try this. As for pulse, I'm not sure if you would want this, so you can just replace this with evasive fury for the extra attack speed. But you already get the attack speed buff from the captain's grip, and it's not really necessary. And you also have your Blitz Tonic, so yeah. So altogether you have 20% attack and this 35% and another 35%. So you have this crit, which will give you a crit every 5th hit, and I'm assuming that if you pair this with Marksman, and instead of this mod you were using where is it, this one, then the damage will stack up by a lot, and instead of this brilliant thing you could use the Searing Prism for the extra damage. So let me show you this build real quick. So we have the repeaters, we have Berserker here, and conditioning for the stamina. You can replace conditioning with evasion cell if you are not that good at dodging, or with fleet-footed. This will give you some more movement speed after you dodge. As for everything else, I don't really use them, so I can't recommend them. For the barrel, I guess you could go for Macarians or Togadoros. I didn't craft Togadoros repeater stuff, so I don't really use that. Let's see. You could go for the full bore chamber, or you could go for marksman. I don't really use marksman because I find it hard to aim at the place that are marked, but that might just be because I play with the controller, and my controller is having like some drift issues right now, so I'm just like trying to transition to a keyboard and mouse, but I just find it weird since I've been playing with a controller so long. Let's see, for the mod you could go for Empowered Reload. So this will decrease your cooldown by a lot, by 4 seconds, so you usually have your cooldown up by a lot. As for this, I usually go for Searing Prism because every 10 feet is like 150 damage, and if you pair this with Pulse, I am assuming that it will crit, because at +6 Pulse you get every 5th hit is a crit, so you'll probably be critting every time this ability activates. I am not sure, I didn't do the math or anything. So for the headpiece, you could go for the Time Weaver. You get +3 Predator and Pulsel. And then here you have the Koshai chest piece and then Catalyst. This used to be +3 Rage, but it changed and now it's Tenacious, so you can put another Tenacious here. You get the +6 Tenacious, and then over here you have the Chrono Threads. I think this drops from Chronovore, and then you put the Berserker Cell. If you don't know where to find the Time Weaver stuff, it's like close to the where you find the Chronovore. So if you go to the hunt and then you go to the 1 to 19 Paradox Island, and then you go through the, like if you're heading towards the Chronovore, there is like a spot on the left where you can find the it's like this thing that is buried inside the ground, and you can find the quest to craft the Time Weaver stuff. So yeah. So with that being said, I'm going to end the video here. I'm most likely going to test some other builds with the hammer and the what else? I don't really play a lot of spears, so I haven't tested this out. I also need to test the axe and the hammer, but I feel like they might be too slow for me, because I used to enjoy using the +6 Wild Frenzy with like the Shrike, Lantern, and Blitz Tonic for the axe and the hammer to be enjoyable for me. So I haven't tested it with this new patch, but hopefully the builds that I give you guys would help you while you figure out what you want to do with your own builds. So with that being said, thanks for watching and see you in another video.